But I try to show like I'm somewhat intelligent. That I don't post political vlogs as much as I used to. I'll go on and do a rant, but part of it is that I don't know. I have to get fired up about something. I want it to be intelligent. I want it to be entertaining. I just don't make a video at the drop of the hat, except for Fez Night. That's the only one that's like that, where I just go, just who cares? I'm just gonna make a video. But I read the LA Times, and the opinion section is very cool. And I love this article. It says, "Talking to ourselves. Americans are increasingly closed-minded and unwilling to listen to opposing views." Well, you know what I say to you? Fuck off. I don't want to listen to you. Get it? Okay. Get it? It's funny because I'm one of those people that won't listen to other people. There's something where I do hit a brick wall with some people. The people that are completely anti-government in any form, I'm sorry, I don't get it. I could see somebody hating communism. I can understand that. I don't understand anybody hating democracy, though. I don't understand that. The Stalinistic brand of communism I don't like. But I like that sort of middle ground where there's a little bit of duty to the state because it's all part of the social contract, we have to obey traffic signals and then, up the ante a little bit. Giving to other people. I mean, that's all like religious people. I mean, tithing and things like that. You're giving for the common good. The Mormons, they're ready for the apocalypse because they have like sort of a beehive mentality where they have stuff stashed away for a rainy day. Social Security is about that, sort of creating a safety net for everybody. And the people that don't agree with that or don't like that, that's one of those things where I guess I'm maybe I'm part of that whole trend where I'm trying to understand your point of view or I'm not. I don't know. But is it because of the internet? Is it because we are so cloistered in our own little bubbles of thought that we're becoming increasingly unable to listen to the other person's point of view? Something to think about. Then there was another story in here. I might have been better if I would have talked about this when I was more sober, or if I would have made a separate video dealing with this. But I'm going to do it anyway. This story in the LA Times was titled, "Turn the Other Cheek or Pop Him in the Nose." Now, a lot of times I used to do I used to try to address this whole thing about the religious right, belittling the liberals. And I would try to point out that the liberals are probably closer to Jesus Christ's point of view than you are. Turn the other cheek is so classic, Jesus Christ, And I don't want to go off on a tangent here, which I am probably, but and for you atheist friends, I know, oh yeah, Jesus was a myth and all that, fine. Just bear with me. Think of it as like a wonderful fairy tale and a parable, okay? But in this story, it was kind of interesting. There was a couple things that caught my eye. That was very, it's the idea, it starts out here, even if we are violent by nature, following the law of can also win the day. In the beginning, it starts talking about like how we can make change by not being violent. And Gandhi proved it the first time, at least in modern history. And I don't know if there's any examples going back in history where people are just willing to say like, take us, kill us. Maybe it was the early Christians. The early Christians didn't wage war on Rome. No, they were like lambs to the slaughter. But they kept giving that message out. This is what our message is. And eventually, Rome converted to Christianity. I don't know if you're any of you aware of that, but they did. And it wasn't by the Christians waging war on them. Then later in the Crusades, that's a whole different story. Were we able to convert the Middle East to Christianity by waging war? No. It doesn't work, does it? Maybe the Christians should have tried what they did against Rome the first time around. The funny thing about a lot of people that I have these arguments with is they don't seem to have this big picture grasp of history, or a sort of working knowledge of human interaction. When anybody's talking about eliminating government, I go, great, okay, so what? We'll be like cavemen? Is the model for you, Indian tribes? That's great if you're on a little small thing, but without that, we can't have subways and trains and aircraft and the internet. I mean, face it, it's a government that brought us those things. How can you deny that? And you think government is evil? Excuse me, I'm going to clean my glasses for a little bit. Oh, look, there goes the little tiny eyes. Should I try to do the rest of this without glasses? No, because I need to read. Are you ready for the rest of my sermon? Okay. So it's, once again, I'll say it again. It's not government that's evil. It's the administration that's evil. Whoever's in charge. It's not the system. I think, you know what? This is why I'm going to be a patriot. God bless America. The United States has probably one of the best systems of checks and balances that's been known. I mean, I love the parliamentary system. I mean, I think it's awesome. But it doesn't work for every culture. I mean, Italy has a parliamentary system, and it's in chaos. No offense, Italians, but I mean, it's kind of like, doesn't look like it works too well. Back to the article. Am I going on too long? I'm just gonna carry on. There's a little thing about here, the argument that to wage war is natural for man. But man is the only one that wages war. Well, I mean, we could talk about chimpanzees and gorillas and all that. Chimps kind of wage war, but that's another subject. But somebody used a good example of ants. Ants are the most violent creatures on Earth. This is Wilson, an entomologist specializing in ants. They're always at war. If you want to see an ant war, take a colony, pick it up and move it next to another colony. And pretty soon, you'll see a full-scale war. I like to say, if ants had nuclear weapons, the world would end in a week.